This video is now in session, and 2 years have passed since the last election that we've had in 2020, and man oh man, how 2 years have gone by so quickly. So in this video we are going to predict the Senate elections and as well as the House elections. So first, let's go to the Senate map. Right now, here we actually have a 51 Senate majority for the Republican Party. We think that with the retention of the state of Pennsylvania, as well as the flip of Nevada, Republicans will be able to control the Senate under a Mitch McConnell majority. That is major news considering that up until this moment, we thought that Democrats were going to eke out a majority. Even during their worst times, we thought it was going to be 50-50. But because Pennsylvania goes to the Republican Party, we think that they will control the Senate. Now, obviously, this map could very well change in the actual election. Pennsylvania is probably one of the most contentious states that we're seeing right now with the polls, but ultimately we did say in the previous video that if Oz was able to at least get some leads in several polls, then he would probably be able to win in this state because of polling errors. And that is exactly what we're seeing here at Trafalgar Group, giving Oz a 2-point lead. Emerson College giving Oz a 1-point lead. Now here you do see some Fetterman polls ahead, which is why we are not completely certain about this rating, but we do think at this point, considering everything that we have with fundamentals, betting markets, fundraising, enthusiasm by the Republican Party, that Pennsylvania, that Oz will be able to win. Now here, this is our House map. We think that Republicans will easily be able to take the majority under a Kevin McCarthy rule, and that is because there are several flips in contentious Sun Belt, but more importantly Rust Belt states. So here for example, sorry if I'm coughing, I'm a little bit sick, but Iowa's 3rd district, this is flipping from Cindy Axne, the current Democratic representative, to Zach Nunn, and that's basically because a lot of these House candidates are reliant on the leadership of Biden, and considering that in many of these states Biden is underwater, even in Democratic leaning states like New Jersey, as a result it has made a lot of these races more towards the direction of the Republican Party. So here it's actually 230 because New Jersey's 7th district should be a flip for the Republican Party. But yeah, this is this is basically the map right here, 230 to 205. And I can say a little bit more of the flips that we have here. So here, Texas's 34th district, the Rio Grande Valley, we're expected to see huge Republican turnout under their bid to get Latinos from Democrats to the Republicans. And then you also have gerrymandering efforts in Ohio and Florida that prevents the Democratic Party from being able to gain more seats. So you have that. And then a state that you should certainly watch for this election is New York. New York has a ton of battleground seats that were drawn under a court order map a few months ago, so you should be watching New York's 3rd district, 4th district, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 22nd. And the reason why there's so many of these races is because a lot of these districts have similar partisan ratings, around D+3 to R+1, and their current geography of those kinds of districts make it suitable that all of them could either go to the Republican Party or the Democratic Party. You have the suburbs of Long Island that were ancestrally Republican, and then you have a lot of these upstate districts that are similar to the Rust Belt districts of Michigan and as well as Illinois. So that's the rating that we have for the House. And you should also look out for Oregon. So Oregon, New York, Nevada, these states will be important in terms of the amount of House seats that we could see flip in the 2022 election. And then in the Senate, I would primarily look at Pennsylvania. I know Georgia is a competitive race, but the thing is, at this point, since it's so competitive, it's unlikely that we'll see a winner on election night. What most likely will happen is that in Georgia, it will go to a runoff. And so the results of Pennsylvania become even more important at determining what happens in Georgia, because if Pennsylvania goes to the Republican Party, that's it. The Republicans have a majority no matter what happens in Georgia. But if Pennsylvania is blue in the night and Georgia goes to a runoff, then we could see a contentious battle follow suit, similar to the 2020 elections. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. We also have a governor's prediction video that should be coming at the same time as this video, so you can watch that as well. But until then, that's the end of this video. Have a good election 2022, and we'll see you in the next one.